Is PlayStation Portal the ultimate holiday gift? Let's find out together.
So what is the PlayStation Portal? Well, the PlayStation Portal is Sony's handheld game streaming device. But the only thing that works on this is the games that you actually own on your PlayStation 5. Up till this point, you could only play those games no matter where you were, as long as you had a strong Wi-Fi connection. Think of this as a portable window to your console, so you don't have to be glued to the television set, you don't have to be sitting in front of it all the time. You can actually be moving around inside your home or even go outside, as long as you could maintain a good internet connection and you could play the same games as you were playing at home. So this was only a device meant for people who already had a PlayStation 5. However, Sony recently made a very interesting change. What did Sony do? Sony decided to enable cloud game streaming on the PlayStation Portal, thereby making this a device which can actually run games without the need of PlayStation 5. Did Sony just ditch the need for PlayStation 5? Did Sony just kill the PlayStation 5? Well, not really. Who is the PlayStation Portal really for? The PlayStation Portal is actually meant for two kinds of people. One, newcomers who are just diving their toes into the Sony ecosystem, the PlayStation ecosystem, and don't have a PlayStation 5. Sony just announced an update for the Portal where you can actually now play cloud streaming games on the device itself, thereby making this a fantastic standalone device. You no longer need the PlayStation 5 and you no longer need to be glued in front of the TV or even have a PlayStation 5 to actually run games on this directly. The other set of people are existing PlayStation 5 owners who already have games, who are playing games on their device on a regular basis, and this can be used to essentially move away from the television set, free that up so that other people in your family can actually watch the TV, and you could still use this to continue playing your games, whether as a second screen experience or walk into a different room and continue playing where you left off. So this essentially fits both kinds of people, where it does not matter whether you own a PlayStation 5 or you do, you can still actually use the PlayStation Portal to game to your heart's content. So now with this new update from Sony, you can actually stream games anywhere you are. It does not matter whether you're traveling in the car, in a train, in a coffee shop, you can actually stream games over Wi-Fi, or you can actually stream games over a mobile hotspot. You could be sitting right next to a lake and you would still be able to play your favorite games on the PlayStation Portal without actually ever owning a PlayStation 5 directly from the cloud. This essentially opens this up for a much larger audience than what Sony initially planned for. I was hoping that they would do this, but no one actually was confirming that this would happen with the Portal. Everyone was just saying that this is a dumb second screen experience, which no one should be buying. But I think with this cloud streaming update, Sony is now targeting a much larger audience who are just getting started with their Sony ecosystem experience. What about the game library and the subscription? So essentially, to access cloud streaming, all you need is the Portal and a PlayStation 5 Premium Plus account. The PlayStation Plus Premium Plus account is actually at $20 a month. And if you buy the yearly plan, it comes to less than $200 a year. They give you some discounts. It gives you premium access to around 120 games in their library, and this library actually is different for different parts of the world. You would see 120 in the US and Canada, but you would see a different set of games across the world based on licensing and fees and whatever their deals are with the publishers. However, this does not mean that you'll get all the latest and greatest games which are available on the PlayStation 5. This gives you a healthy mix of PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and some of the classic PlayStation games which people have grown to love over the years. It gives you access to all of those games at that same subscription tier, and they're constantly adding new titles every single month. It's similar to how PlayStation Plus users get new games every month. They're also adding new games to be streamed directly onto the Portal with this subscription plan. It includes some fantastic titles like GTA 5, the Uncharted series, and also Spider-Man Miles Morales. Personally, I like to play GTA 5. I've been playing it for more than 10 years. And also the Uncharted series. I think those games look amazing on the 8-inch display of the PlayStation Portal. We talked about the subscription, which is around $22 a month or less than $200 a year. but the hardware is also $200. And right now there are deals which are going on where you can get the PlayStation Portal for even lower. Let's compare it to something like the Nintendo Switch, which is a similar form factor, a little bit smaller, and has its own exclusive gaming titles like the Zelda or Mario. The Nintendo Switch also comes around $200 price range, but every single game that you have to buy on the Nintendo Switch is actually anywhere from $40 to $60 per game. If you were to buy 10 games at an average of $50, you would actually be spending $500 above and beyond the hardware cost. I would argue that those games aren't as good as what you get on the Sony, but I'm sure that the Nintendo lovers would come and hate me for it because they love those games. With the PlayStation Portal and the subscription, you actually get more than 100 games in that price point. Some would argue that having this amount of choice can actually hurt you, but I feel for someone who's trying to get deep into the Sony ecosystem or just wants to get started, I think this is a good way for you to get there. And then you always have a way to upgrade onto the PlayStation 5 where you want a more higher end experience with a large screen TV and sitting on the couch and playing it. While this actually gives you access to the same ergonomics of the controller, but no need to actually be sitting and glued in front of the television set, or even spend $500 or more buying the PlayStation 5, not to mention the TV that you even need with that. So is PlayStation Portal the perfect holiday gift? In my opinion, yes. With the Sony PlayStation Premium Plus account and the subscription, you not only get access to these 100 plus games, but you also get access to monthly games which you can claim and add to your account. If you end up upgrading to a PlayStation 5 later on, if you don't already have one, you already would have a game library waiting for you as long as you maintain that subscription. And I think this is a low cost entry point to give you access to Sony's ecosystem, the game library, some of the classic titles, and actually dive in and start playing as soon as you get this. You don't have to wait. Compare that to other devices, you don't actually get that much value as much as you get with this and the subscription. It's lightweight, it's super ergonomic, it gives you streaming at 60 FPS, 1080p if you have the internet connection, or 720p, it drops down automatically. But I think it's actually a very good device. I actually keep playing and I keep coming back to this even though I have the PlayStation 5. I think this feels so much more accessible to me. And now with the cloud streaming available to me anywhere, I can even try out newer games without having the need to go back to my PlayStation 5 or having that plugged in. This actually works seamlessly without the need for the PlayStation 5 now. Final takeaway. If you're even slightly interested in the PlayStation ecosystem, I think you should definitely get the PlayStation Portal and give this a try with the subscription, because this unlocks so many more doors for you into the world of gaming.